guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Today we're doing a look back of 2019, which is super scary because it's another year gone.
Yeah, so happy new year. Happy 2020.
Yeah.
We're so excited for the year. We've got so many exciting things coming, and we thought what better way to just sit down, have a chat and run you through 2019.
Yeah, and we're really interested as well to see what your strengths, what you've improved on and stuff like that.
I think it's good to look back because I think sometimes it's easy to remember bad things that have happened, as opposed to actually looking at some of the things that you have done well on.
I think as well you can overlook like things that you might think on like massive in your year, but it's something that actually is really big to yourself.
It's big to you, isn't it? Yeah.
So first we're going to start with 2 lessons we've learned.
So I think the first thing that I've learned this year is to always air your issues if you've got a problem, because I feel that the longer you leave them, the longer they manifest, and it never ever works out right.
Yeah, I feel like as well it can bubble with inside yourself, and you can get irritated with yourself for not sharing that.
I just feel like from doing it, I have learned that it's not actually hard to say that there is an issue. Usually the other person may feel exactly the same and they've not been able to tell you because they're scared of how you are feeling. And I just feel like doing that throughout the year has helped me not worry about things that don't necessarily need worrying about.
Yeah, I think even as our friendship, like we've had times where we've both thought the same thing, and because we haven't had that chat or, you know, gone about it with sharing, I think it has maybe we each other have been a bit like, oh God, what's going on?
Like, I think communication is key.
Definitely. Yeah.
What's one of yours?
Okay, number 1, I think, is to not be afraid of change. My star sign is one that doesn't like change anyway, which I think does reflect my personality, but at the same time I love trying new things, so it's hard to get a balance for me. And this year I've had so many changes within my routines, within life, like ridiculously.
You've learned a lot, haven't you?
And I like have realised that if you do not take that step to make that change,
then it'll never come.
No, and as well, it can make such a difference to your everyday life. Like little changes that I've made throughout the year have made me a total different person, and I'm so like grateful that I've took that step. Definitely.
I think so. I think that's a really good one. And now that you've done it, hopefully next time something that
I think
changes,
I'll be more
you're not
likely to be like,
My last one that I feel like I have learnt this year is that it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
I think that I always put so much pressure on myself to do things, please other people, and yet I never ever think about myself or the consequences that I may feel afterwards.
I think it's both in our nature that we're quite people pleasing, like we like to please everyone, and you can't do that. It's impossible. Actually, all the time I want to say yes to everyone, to make everyone happy, and I think saying no, like you said, is as well a good idea because you can't spread yourself thin.
Time as well, and time to actually chill. So I think saying no is something that I have definitely learned this year.
And I think we're really good at each other. We're always saying to each other quite recently actually, like, we're always like, make sure you have me time, like have you had me time this week, like keeping on top of each other, because we're so similar in personalities. It's quite scary actually. But like we just want to do everything.
We've took like that pressure away from each other, whereas we know that if you need space, that it's okay. Like, there's still tomorrow, you can still do things.
Definitely. Okay, so my lesson number 2 is to be positive to get positive. Kind of a bit back to front, but I think this year I've had a lot of change in my relationships. A lot of the people around me, I have made such an effort to put everyone around me who's positive, in a good mindset. I know it's not realistic that everyone can be in a good mindset all the time,
but it does help.
It does. I think it's changed my mindset to be a bit like, hang on, like, let's not think of any of that negative. Let's see if there is a positive in that. And I think as well, the more positive you put out into the world, you do get back. And that might sound really cringy. I think as well, this comes hand in hand with change. I think, you know, positive changes can make a hell of a difference to your everyday life, with your mindset being so happy. Like, I think I'm a lot more laid back with worrying, and it makes a lot of difference. And I just think if you can sit down and even think of one positive from your day, you know, it might even be, oh, you're like, it's brilliant to live by the seaside, or
just something,
something even minute. Take the littlest thing out of that day and you'll see your mindset change.
Smallest things that always amount to something bigger.
Definitely.
So the next one that we've chose is something that we've improved on throughout the year. Now, I found this one really hard because I hate thinking that I've done well, which
it's an overachiever thing, I think. Like, totally, like, we'll say to each other, oh, I've just completed this, and it might have took us months to do, and we're just like, yeah, it's cool, isn't it? And the other person's like, do you realise, like, what you've achieved? Like, you need to reflect back and see what you've done.
And enjoy the little things.
So what's your thing you've improved on?
So I think something I've improved on, which I think I see it as a small thing, but I see everyone else thinks it's a big thing, is talking about things. For me, it's something that I found very, very hard due to certain things that have happened. And even going back to the lessons that I've learned, like understanding that you can say no, you know, starting to air your issues. I feel like that has come from the fact that I have improved on the fact that I can talk about things. Because maybe in 2018 I would never ever speak about it, and now knowing that even if I just say something about something I'm not happy with, it's improving my mental health, because I don't need to worry about it as much as I usually do.
I think it makes a big difference, and I think as well it can stem from even starting to write things down. You know, people say keep a diary of your thoughts and stuff like that, but I think as well you need to build upon that with talking to people. Even if you want to go and speak to someone and go to therapy or anything, I think, you know, it is a really good idea.
And you just touched on that. I found that having a counsellor, it's easier to talk to someone that you don't have emotional ties to, as crazy as that sounds. Because when you know you love someone so much, the last thing you want to do is burden them with your problems. So I think having a counsellor has definitely helped me talk about things that I probably wouldn't tell someone I loved, out of the fear that it hurts them, when it probably doesn't, but it is easier to have that barrier where you haven't got to kind of worry about their feelings as well as yours.
I think, you know, even saying like about a burden, I think a lot of people think sharing their problems is a burden, and I think it's something that has been quite like known in a way. You know, we don't want to tell our friends everything because we might burden them if your friends have got problems as well. But I think as well, you've got to remember that if they want to speak to you, you can speak to them. I think it is getting out of the mindset that there is a burden, but at the same time it is good to speak to people out of the situation, because they've probably got a better opinion. Definitely.
I think so. So what's yours?
Okay, I'd say stepping out of my comfort zone. Stepping out of my comfort zone is something that I keep on doing. I keep on pushing myself, and I think, you know, some things I might turn up to and I might be like, I don't want to get out of the car, like I'm really scared, like, but then as well I must have it in me, the confidence to go and do it, because I do get out the car and I go and, you know, accomplish what I want to do. But I think it has been me stepping outside my comfort zone. Like, I've been pushing myself, not too much, but every now and again I've been making sure I go and do something that I wouldn't really usually want to do. And I think it has made a lot of
huge
difference.
Yeah.
I think even stepping out my comfort zone would be sitting in front of this camera.
Definitely.
Like me and Sophie,
not actually worrying about what people are gonna say when we're doing it, because we're enjoying what we're doing. Yeah, and I think that's very mutual.
It's really weird. You know, we said that we wanted to do stuff like this for ages and put up videos.
Did it in 2016.
Yeah.
And then we thought, no, it's just not the right time.
Oh my God.
Scared.
Yeah, because there's even like the whole recording there. It's cut like in bits, so we might even show it one day, I don't know. But like it was sat there, and I just like both of us, I don't think we were in the right mindset, but still to this day
it just didn't feel right.
No,
it just felt rushed. Whereas we're sat here now, my heart's not racing. I just feel like I'm having a normal conversation with my best friend, and the only thing that is different is that it's going on the internet. Yeah,
but I think as well, like, this is us stepping outside our comfort zone, and I think, you know, you need to reflect in yourself, because there could be something that's so small, and I think it's amazing. Like, if you want to start something new, it's amazing.
Taking that first step, because once you've done it, you look back and you think, what was I scared of?
Yeah.
What was it that's stopping me? And the only thing that is actually stopping you is
yourself. Yeah. And I think anyone who's watching this right now, if there's
something
something,
their head and thinking, I felt like that at least one stage in my life.
And if there's something so small that you want to do, even being able to sit in a coffee shop by yourself and have a coffee and feel comfortable, like, go and do that. Like, make sure in the first couple of months of 2020, make sure you go and do that little thing that puts you outside your comfort zone. I think it's so rewarding, and I'd encourage anyone to have a go. Definitely.
So finally, to make things a little bit lighthearted, we're going to say some of the things that we're proud of this year that we've done that maybe we have overlooked and not necessarily thought that, like, it is a big thing, where in actual fact you know, it has been. So do you want to say one of yours?
Okay. I am proud of being able to grow my Instagram, because I actually only started my Instagram in March last year. I did not realise that until the other day.
The London photos,
So in March last year, and I think I'm quite proud. This might sound really small to some people, but being able to do street photos, being able to work with brands, and I think especially being able to take photos outside. When we were in London, we were taking photos, and I think I was okay, because I thought, I'm a bit of a tourist, like, it's fine, like, you know, people aren't necessarily looking, because everyone takes photos in London, like, who doesn't? But then as well, when I started working with a brand, obviously there's the deadlines that you have to take the photos, and I think getting the confidence to be able to take a snapshot when there's other people around, I think it's maybe easier for some people. And I think I'd happily now just stand wherever and
just do it.
I
think one of my main ones, which was something that felt like this year has just completely rushed by, was getting my master's degree. It was very hard towards the end of the year, because we had so much going on, like, in our personal life, that at one point I thought I genuinely wasn't going to be able to do it. Like, I genuinely thought, like, let's just hit the sack, you know, I'm going to fail, I'm not going to be able to do this. And somewhere deep inside of me, I found the strength to actually do it and complete it. And when I got my results, and knowing that I was able to share them, like, with my nan, I think that was one of, like, the proudest feelings that I've ever had.
Definitely. It's such a big achievement. And I think it's such a great thing to do.
I love that. And now I think, like, the world's my oyster. Like, I've done that, I've finished my education. That's like one chapter of my life closed in 2019. It's kind of bittersweet.
I found that when I finished my degree, even, like, it was like there was a next step, but what would that step
it's like
be?
What is next? Like, there's so many opportunities out there, and it's so exciting, but then at the same time I'm kind of like, I've got no uni work to do, like, it's
I know.
horrible. But at the same time, I think like I've not got the pressure, I've not got the stress of like worrying I've not done certain things. And to me, that is a huge achievement, as well as working full time doing my masters.
Yeah, I think that is a big thing. And I think as well, when you finish that, it's also replacing that time to do stuff that you love.
I love that. Please let us know in the comments if you've got anything you're proud of this year, if there's something you've improved on.
If there's any topics that we've touched on that you would want us to go in more depth with, we're quite happy to do some chatty videos this year. Can you tell? If there's anything you're proud of, any lessons you've learned, let us know, and it'd be really nice to hear other people's opinions and achievements.
So we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.